What up, everybody? It's your boy Smooth Older, aka Real Ghost White.
Hey, this is Nikita, aka Jakari Star.
Yo, what's good? This is your boy Bob.
This is Kaya, aka Black Honey.
Hey folks, this is Corey, the host for Metal for Brains.
Your girl, she's supposed to be.
This is Greg, the infamous New Age Ike Turner.
Kicking it with the homie Corey, aka The Real Shitty. And now you're listening to On the Air Podcast.
And you're listening to the On the Air Podcast.
The On the Air Podcast.
The On the Air Podcast.
Starring you.
Starring you.
Starring you.
Welcome to another episode of the OTAPshow. I am your host, Corey, at The Real Shitty on Twitter. And this week, we are finishing up the trio. We're finishing up with the host of the SMS Podcast, again, which I am a huge fan of. And we are with, last but not least, Shubbie. What's happening?
Hi, everyone. How you?
Now, Shubes informed me before the show that she has a cold and that she's going to do her part to try to hide her sniffles. And I kind of just put her on Front Street right now so that y'all, I'm just messing with you. What's going on?
Not much. I'm in bed under my blanket, kind of fending off the cold. Just got in, relaxed.
All right, cool. And you were saying how earlier you had just got done with working out with a gym class. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'm in this, I guess it's kind of like a personal trainer gym. And so I just came back from a really intense class. So I'm tired, but in a good way. It feels good.
What was so intense about it?
So they take you through different levels, I guess. You're on the treadmill, and then they take you over to to rowing, and then to weightlifting, and you cycle back like through those three things for the whole hour, and it gets more and more intense on each thing. So by the end, you feel like you're gonna pass out.
Is it online with like Insanity?
No, it's like an actual gym. It's called, well, I don't know if I'm allowed to say or not, but it's called
You can. That'll be fine. Oh, okay. No, they will appreciate the promotion, and if they from this gym wants to come on the OTAP show and dispute it, they're more than welcome to. What's the name of the gym?
Orange Theory Fitness. They have one in Atlanta, but the one in Lexington is the one I go to, and it's really intense. It's like you go in and you don't just go to a gym. It's like you have a trainer that walks you through everything that you do each time. So it's intense.
You're assigned, like you can't be a member of the gym without a trainer is what that is?
Yeah. Because they're telling you what to do to keep your heart rate and your caloric metabolism or whatever, to keep it at a certain rate. So you're actually like trying to hit points all throughout the workout.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. What made you want to join them? That does sound intense, and it sounds like a lot of work that it would probably scare other people away.
Yeah. So they gave me 2 free classes. I think they give everyone like 2 free classes so that you walk in there and you know if this place is for you or not. And it was, technically it's not for me at all, but I'm the type of person that I need someone to motivate me. And so having something like, and it also puts like how much you're burning up on the screen. So like you're looking up on a screen, at the top of the gym, and you're seeing, Shubes, this many calories.
In front of everybody?
In front of everyone.
Wow.
No one knows who you are, like unless you become like close friends with people. But I think that's the type of motivation I need. And also, you can't cancel your class after 12 hours up to the class, or else they'll ding you and they'll charge you some money.
You ever look up at the screen like, Karen's slacking off today?
Yep, I wanted to do that today. I was late leaving work, and I was like, damn, I don't want to go, but I don't want to pay them any money, so let me go ahead and just go. It's good. I need it.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So let's talk. Well, first of all, let me go through my guests to be sure. All right, so I have a Falcons fan on my show.
Yes.
Rise up. What? Yes. All right. So when did you become a Falcons fan? And why are you still a Falcons fan? Because as you know, being a Falcons fan is
so
tough.
depressing. I have been okay. So when my family first moved from Nigeria here, we moved to Georgia. I've lived in Georgia most of my life.
Okay.
And so when we first got here, I got into school and everyone was a Falcons fan. And then I didn't become a real deal Falcons fan until I was on the safety patrol. And they had all the safety patrol come up and do the Dirty Bird on the school news. And I did my Dirty Bird. I was initiated into Falcons fandom there.
So wait, this was so when you saying like Dirty Bird, so this was like late 90s.
Yes.
This was like 98, 99.
Yes, 99.
And you were up there doing the Dirty
Yes.
Bird?
Yes. I'm a legit Falcons fan. No one can take that from me.
That's what's up. So what's the safety patrol? Like what was that?
So I was always kind of a goody two shoes kind of between elementary to most of high school. And so it was the kids that got really good grades and had no disciplinary problems. They were candidates to be like basically the school police. So I could be a hall monitor and I helped out with the car riders after school and I don't know,
you were one of those.
Yeah, I was one of those. I was one of those.
Oh man, okay. Are you still a goody two shoes?
Not really. Definitely not a candidate for safety patrol.
Okay. All right, because we're gonna make you cuss on this show.
Oh, I cuss all the time.
You cuss? Good.
All the time, yeah.
Good. All right, good. All right, so all right. You said your family. When did your family move here to the States, to Georgia?
95.
95.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And so you were born in Nigeria?
Mm-hmm. I was born there, but I've been here majority of my life, so I'm an American too.
So many questions I have about that. Okay. All right. Let's see. Because your family's from Lagos.
From Lagos.
Lagos, is that how I say it? Lagos.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So like, there's so much that I want to talk about Lagos because, for those of you listening and have never heard of the city or the state of Lagos, it is beautiful. I've never been, but it is beautiful.
It is. It's rough too, but it's got its gorgeous parts.
Yeah, like it's an international city. It has an international airport and a seaport.
Right.
And it's a port city. Like, and I've always been fascinated by ports. Like, there is no used good between the air and the sea that you guys can't get.
Right.
That is amazing. What made them want what made your family want to come to the States?
Well, at the time, I mean, pretty much this is the history of Nigeria in general. There was a lot of political unrest. Mm-hmm. And so for my family, it was getting to a point that it just made sense to slowly transition to outside of Nigeria. I still have a lot of family there and we still go back, or at least my dad is there now. Mm-hmm. He goes back really often. But it was just at a point for my family where things were getting really dangerous. And my mom also wanted to change careers. She was a chemist and she wanted to go into pharmacy. So we all just kind of moved to the U.S. and kind of started lives over. But my dad still has a company there, so he's still there all the time. But for the most part, we live in Georgia.
How did they peg Georgia out of the other 50 states?
I actually have no clue. Like, I still don't really understand it because we have family in the Midwest, in Chicago and Indiana. Mm-hmm. We have a little bit of family in Texas. We have a lot of family in Canada and the UK. And I don't know how they found Georgia. Like, I do not understand it at all. UGA is a really good pharmacy school, but I don't think that's what they were thinking of, thousands of miles away. So I have no clue.
You never asked them?
No, I don't know why. I just never really thought about it. I don't know.
Call them up on three-way. Let's get them on the OTAPshow and find out.
Are you serious?
I would be up for that if you were up for it.
I would have to ask before I put them on the spot.
Okay.
But I might just find out and get back to you. I don't really know. I have no clue how Georgia was picked.
All right. Cool. So, do you know anything? Well, Well, let me ask you, how old are you?
25.
Okay. And I was going to ask it from your parents' point of view, but I guess you were old enough at the time where I could ask it from your point of view. Before you came, what was your idea or vision or picture of what the West, the United States, was?
I don't think, well, I was only 5 when we came, but we had traveled a lot when I was younger. Like I said, we have family in the UK and Canada, so it's not like I'd never been over to the US before we relocated. I didn't really have any idealistic picture of of Georgia or of the US in general.
Mm-hmm.
So,
did your parents, did they have any type of view or what they thought it might have been?
no, my mom had been to the U.S. before in her teens and into her early 20s, and my dad had been back and forth all throughout his life. So I think they had a general idea. It seems like they came with a plan because it wasn't like we came and we were scared or anything. We had a really good Nigerian community that we connected with pretty quickly through our church, and it seemed like the transition went fairly smoothly. And, if you talk to my parents, this is home. So.
Okay. When's the last time you've been back?
2009.
And what do you remember it? What was it like being there when you went back versus what you remember it being as a kid?
I was kind of really proud of the place. Like, there have been so many changes. There have been a lot of changes that aren't that great, but there have been so many changes in the way that the streets look and how everything is built. Things are more organized. Like, there's more access to things that are from all over the world. Like you said, it's a port city, and it feels more like it than it did when I was younger, when I used to visit in summers in middle school and elementary school. So it was nice. I can see that Nigeria has a long way to go, but I could see there were so many things that have changed in a good way.
What were some of the things that were wrong before, quote unquote wrong, or the difficulties?
Even just looking at it, like I said, or like you said, Lagos is really beautiful in parts, like the islands kind of off the coast. And that's where we spent a lot of time when I was younger. There's like a little country club kind of that my parents were a part of. And so I always associated that part with the really pretty parts. But then there are other parts of Lagos that there was litter everywhere and very crowded, very kind of scary almost. Mm-hmm. And you can tell that not necessarily that the population has changed, but that they've put an effort into making sure that Lagos looks better, is more organized. It's just easier to move across no matter what walk of life you're in. And I like that.
That's great. And one of the things that I was reading about Lagos is that the economy over there is booming. Like I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but in terms of money and commerce, like that is like the capital of at least West Africa.
Abuja is the true capital of Nigeria, and you can see a lot of that there too. But you're right, Lagos is really booming, and it's actually but it's also very expensive. Like, it's supposedly one of the top standards of living in the world, just based off of the people that are populating it and the GDP and how much it takes to live there. So it's one of the top standards of living. So that's a good and a bad thing. It shows that there's a lot of money being brought in, but it also shows that it's really expensive and probably not the best for all the groups of people.
And you said your dad still has a company there?
Mm-hmm. He does.
That's amazing. Can we talk about his company, or is that off limits?
It's not off limits. I'm not sure how much I could say without like divulging identity or anything.
Okay, let's do this. What industry is it?
Engineering.
That's amazing. That's great. Good for him.
He's a cool person. And then he when we first moved here, he also started setting up a really small real estate company here. So he has a little bit of income here and then income there. And he was the last of all of us to become a citizen, but now he's a citizen and he has a company here, and it's really cool.
Any particular reason why he waited to become a citizen?
He didn't feel the need. Like, my brother was born here, so he was a citizen right off the bat. My mom and I got naturalized, and there was just no real rush for him to. He was here legally, but there was no real rush for him to become a full-fledged citizen. And I can't remember what exactly happened. Something political. Kind of, I remember him saying, okay, it's going to get really hard to become a citizen now. Let me go ahead and start that process before it becomes an uphill task. And so that's when he started.
Your dad sounds like the type of person that one keeps himself busy and always has something going on for him.
He is.
He sounds like someone
really
that always
is.
keeps his ear to the ground. And I like that because that's how my dad is.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have you ever done those Briggs Meyer personality tests?
No, and some people keep trying to get me to do them, and I want to. I've got to just do it. I gotta look one up and do it. Yeah, I am. I want to. I really want to.
He's an ESTJ. That's like the exact opposite of me. I'm an INFP, which, if you knew our home life, that makes a lot of sense. But
So he's an extrovert.
he's like an extrovert, and I can't even think of all the things. Thinking, judging, like it's called the executive. Like, that's what he does. He's the person that has his ear to the ground, is always doing something, always facilitating something. That's his personality.
That's great. So I imagine it takes him away from the family a lot. Like, how do you deal with that?
I don't know how he deals with it, because it actually really doesn't. He just doesn't get sleep. I think that's what it is. Like, even when he is traveling there just to kind of check on things, he's texting me constantly. I talk to him sometimes when he's in Nigeria more than I talk to my mom, even though she's still here. So it doesn't really take him away, but I think it's just he doesn't get sleep. He's just always doing something.
You ever grab him and say, "Pops, you got to sit down like now. You just got to." I had to do that to my dad. How does he respond to that?
He doesn't listen to me. He's like, whatever, I've got this under control, and does whatever he has to do.
How old were you when you got naturalized?
14.
And what do you remember about that? Was it to you, like, in your mind, was it like a really huge event? Or was it, you just got to do what you got to do?
I was really excited. I think my mom was too. She was, very proud of it. And because I was a kid, I didn't have to go through like the whole citizenship test. It was just as soon as she got naturalized, I soon after got naturalized. But I remember she was really excited. And in fact, my grandma got naturalized before either of us. And I remember my grandma being very excited, like wore all red and blue when she was getting processed, and like took pictures with flags. And yeah, it was really nice.
That's
So
cool.
we were excited.
What's that process like, the whole preparation and leading up to that?
They're supposed to take a test, pass the test, and then there's an interview at some point. It's a lot of hoops to jump. We were here legally, like I said, with the green card, so it wasn't stressful or scary. It was just like, okay, we need to go ahead and do this so that we're secure as citizens here. But what I remember is just an interview, some tests, and then a big ceremony where everyone kind of pledges allegiance to the flag.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's change gears a little bit. Well, we're going to still keep with that because there's still tons of questions I want to ask about Legos, but we kind of talked about it a little bit. We're not going to get into on air what your name is, but I do want to talk about. I'm hesitant to say the meaning of it because I don't want people to look it up and be like,
Oh no, that's fine.
Okay.
I think it'd be, well, I guess they could do that. That would be like, I don't know, props to them if they did that. It's like,
and don't get me
go
wrong,
ahead and get my name.
I know what it is. So, but that's between us. So,
Right.
So let's talk about the meaning and why it's so personal to you. I know that in some cultures that the name, like only their closest family members get to know their names or whatever the case may be. And I'm interested to know that history, if there's anything like that with you, or is it just strictly you just don't want people to know who you are, which is completely fine.
It's more of the latter. My name means God covers me. I love my name. Like, I truly love my name.
That is nice. That is nice.
I only do that because if you find out my first name and my last name, I'm like the only one in the world. So, I mean, you see on Twitter that folks say something crazy, next thing someone's looking them up, next thing they're getting fired.
Right. No, of course.
Yes, I just decided a long time ago that I would rather not have everyone know my name. I tell people willingly as long as they don't put it online anywhere.
Yeah, no, I got it. And that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. And I have a Facebook and stuff, so it's not like I'm like completely cut off from the world. I just, in certain forms, I guess I just don't want everyone to know.
Oh, okay. So it's really not so much of a cultural thing then.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
That's cool. So this, and I find this a lot with African cultures and things of that nature with names, and they all have these beautiful meanings and things like that. Is that the case with your parents also?
Yes. Everyone, I have a crap load of names. I don't even remember them all because I just stopped writing them down.
For you, like your name?
Yeah, my own name.
So wait, time out. Wait, hold on. So wait a minute. Whoa. So as it stands, yes or no? You can't remember some of your name.
Correct.
What is it
I
like?
know.
Like the meaning of your name doesn't stop with God's cover me. It's like a whole sentence or paragraph.
No, it's not like a paragraph, but it's so the cultural thing is that you're given a name by your mom and your dad, but then you're also, given names by elders in your family, like my grandmas or grandpas, uncles, aunts. I even had to do with naming my little brother. And so everyone not everyone, but you get a lot of names because they're supposed to be tied to the people that are helping name you. Like my first name means God covers me. My second name means God gives me joy. My third, one of my names is Hillary. Like, that's my Christian, quote unquote, English name. And then I have like a crap load of other names that mean all different types of things. And I realized one day, I was like, oh shit, I can only remember like 3. Like, that's fine. I'm never gonna have to write more than 2. So
It doesn't get more American than that. I have 3 names, and I'm not sure what either of them mean. So there you go.
And see, the thing is, I look up people's names. Like, every name means something. Usually, if I'm dating someone, I look up what their names mean.
Aw.
Yeah.
Aw. I think my name is Irish. I think my first name is. I think so my parents choosing my name. What I'm told, my dad had to step in because my mom had no idea what she was doing with naming me. And I didn't believe that until I heard it again with my little brother. So
what was she gonna name you?
No idea. Well, my dad said my dad said I could have been a Bartholomew or something.
My God.
No disrespect to the Barts of the world. All right.
Right, but that's a very strong.
It was. I mean, it was. He said Bartholomew or. So he said some other. He was like, look, I had to step in.
That's hilarious.
So the thing with my little brother is this. So me and my brother, we have different dads, and I actually heard this from my mom herself. She was saying that we were talking about his name is Devin, so we were talking about her naming him, and she said she had a name for him, and his dad and his mom kind of just decided they were going to call him something else. And
Good. Oh God. What was she gonna?
I can't remember what she said his name was going to be, but apparently that shit was whack because
They were like, "No, we're not having that." No, thank you.
basically. And I was like, so, Mom, she was like, what could I? She was like, I was asleep.
Oh my gosh! You mean like in the delivery room? They were
So
like,
so
"No,
I didn't
that's
ask that far, but apparently it was somewhere around there. So it was somewhere around. I gotta ask her again, but she was like, yeah, they decided they were just gonna call him something else, and that's kind of what it
hilarious."
was. So my
Like
mom,
something completely different.
my mom is not really she's not really good with name and stuff apparently. So, but that's funny. And I'll give you another little tidbit while we're talking about names. So apparently my middle name is spelled incorrectly on my birth certificate, and my parents' remedy for this was, okay, well, we'll just tell him how he should spell it, and he'll just tell everybody that for the rest of his life. Okay, fine. Kind of works out until I have to use a government document. Then I got to spell it the incorrect way. So I sat both my mom and my dad down. I said, hey, I remember when I was a kid, you guys said, hey, your name should be spelled like this because it's wrong on the birth certificate. And they was like, yep. I said, why didn't you guys ever correct that mistake? They was like, why should we pay the money if all you got to do is tell people how it should be spelled? I said, well, Dad, I get tired of looking at my license and seeing it spelled the incorrect way. And my mom was like, well, if you want to change it, go change it and pay for it. I said, Mom, why do I have to pay for y'all mistake?
Oh my gosh. How much is it to change a name?
No idea. I never looked into it because all I've been doing is telling people how it should be spelled.
Oh my gosh.
Wait,
okay, now I need to know if you can say over the.
My middle name is Demond. So it's.
How was it spelled?
It's the quote unquote correct way it's supposed to be spelled is DEMOND, according to my dad. Mm-hmm. My birth certificate and license has DAMOND. Or
oh wow! Oh, that would be annoying.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be lying if I said I look at it sometimes and don't get upset. Yeah, I'm like, man, this is fucked up. Like y'all just let it happen. So what you're telling me is nobody proofread my birth certificate. Oh man, but yeah. So that's that. How many brothers and sisters do you have?
Just one, just my younger brother.
Oh, okay. And you say he was born here?
Yeah, he was born here. He was born here. He was born in Indiana before we moved back to Nigeria and then moved again in 95.
Wait. All right. So I just want to be sure I got the time. Your parents moved here and moved. They didn't move to Georgia, or they moved to Georgia then to Indiana.
No, we didn't move at all. We had family, like I said, in Indiana.
Oh, okay.
So my brother, my mom came and had my brother here. We went back to Nigeria for a year again, and then we officially moved to Georgia.
So where all have you been? How many different countries have you been to? You say you traveled a lot when you were younger.
Mm-hmm. I can't say. Okay. Obviously Nigeria. Mm-hmm. The UK, Canada, US. Where have I been in the South?
I need to get my miles up. And
I thought I traveled
a lot. Like you are a globe trotter. Like shit.
And there are a lot of places we went to Dubai. We went to, before all the nastiness I don't even tell people I went anymore because everyone says something gross now about Dubai, about people that go to Dubai.
I want to go. I want to go to Dubai. I feel like I deserve to go to Dubai one day.
I feel like you do too.
Oh,
I feel like everyone does.
What's your favorite place that you've been, other than home?
Actually, my favorite places are all in the U.S. Like, I mean, I love London. I love Halifax. That's where my cousins are. I loved Dubai. I wouldn't want to be there any longer than I was. But and I love Nigeria, obviously. Other than Lagos, I would say Miami. Like, I don't know. I love Miami. I've fallen in love with that place. It's so multicultural and fun. And even if you like, we try to do a lot of not South Beach stuff when I went with my friends, and I had so much fun just kind of getting lost in Miami. So that's probably my favorite place.
What is it about Dubai that you said you didn't want to be there any longer than what you was?
I feel like it's a city that's set up for tourism. Like, it's not a place that I would want to keep being. It was beautiful, like gorgeous. I enjoyed myself thoroughly, and I'm so blessed that I was able to go. But I I wouldn't want to be there any longer. You know, once you see the desert and you see the buildings and you see the shopping and camels or whatever, I feel like it was a city that's completely removed from everywhere else in the Middle East because it's set up for tourism and it's beautiful, but I wouldn't want to live there.
Oh, okay. All right, well, let's change gears a little bit. So we talked about where you're from, about your family, and you traveling all over the world. Which so I'm up to 2 countries now. I'm up to 2 because I've been to the Bahamas. So,
Nice.
So I know that's not London. I know that.
No, I want to go. My whole family went without me, and I was taking finals in college. So they've all been to the Bahamas, and my brother's been to Costa Rica, and I need to get my miles up.
So let's talk about this. So you and your friends had the idea of doing what you call the thug walk. Which was so tell us about that idea.
Okay.
And what a thug walk is.
Thug walk is. It's totally made up at this point, unless someone else has brought this to fruition and I just don't know.
No,
so
you're going to be the first to do it. You're going to do it.
I'll be the first. Okay,
you're gonna
good.
Do it.
Yes. It's going to be in Atlanta if I do it. So
all right, cool. So I can do that home team.
Yes. So it's kind of based on the idea of slut walk, which that came to be because it was women kind of speaking out about what they wear and who they choose to have sex with and what they choose to do with their bodies is then reflected in rape culture and how victims of assault are treated, both by police and by other, people in their communities. And so the basic premise of slut walk is I am not what I wear, and you are not allowed to or you're not supposed to disrespect me based off of your perception of me.
Right.
And
absolutely.
My friends and I were discussing that's exactly the same thing that people are saying when they talk about you should be able to wear hoodies without being discriminated against.
Wow.
And so it's like, well, then why isn't that a thing? I also think it'd be just such a cool way to make a lot of people in the Black community understand why the slut walk is important and, make a lot of white feminists understand why things like a thug walk would be important. It kind of makes people realize both of these are about respectability politics and both of these are things that we need to try to work on tearing down. So
why haven't you done it yet?
Because we just made it up. Like we just had this conversation within the last month. And I don't even know how to begin doing that. I've been part of protests, but I've never organized anything that could be of consequence, I think, before. So I would have to talk to people and figure out how to do that.
Well, you know the power of social media.
Yes.
We got to do this.
Yeah.
Like when this show comes out and they hear it, like if you don't, somebody else will.
True. That's true. And it's not my idea alone. And there are lots of other people that have talked about it with me. And I think it would be just so cool if it could happen. I just have to figure it out.
I mean, I peep you being humble, but all of them ain't on the show. So as far as I'm concerned, That's your idea. Matter of fact, it's our idea now because. Shoot.
Lord, yeah. I mean, everyone. I hope people, can kind of grasp onto the idea. I've tried to explain that for a lot of different things, because I think, not to throw men under the bus, but some men don't ever understand that argument when it's being made on women's behalf. Like, you shouldn't judge me for what I wear. You shouldn't treat me differently because of what I wear. You should respect me as a person. Right. Even if you don't agree with my lifestyle, even if you don't agree with my mode of dress. They don't understand that for some reason when it's about a woman. But if you said those exact same things about someone being accosted by a police officer or being treated badly in a grocery store, about a black man wearing something different, they would get it. And I hope that maybe people can understand that bridge.
What I think it is a lot of times is I don't know how much it is that those dudes don't understand it from the point of view of women and how it happens to them. I think some of those, they're I guess they're kind of choosing not to by way of trying to make an excuse to continue to do their bullshit behavior.
That's valid. I mean, a lot of people are against oppression unless they're the ones doing the oppressing. Yep. And I mean, that's me too. Yep. We all have our vices. Hmm. So.
All right. Well, I hope we can get that off the ground.
Yeah, I would think that'd be awesome if we could.
And let me know what I can do to help.
Please do. Okay, noted. So this is us now.
Got it. Us. This is ours. This is me, you, and the OTAP show. Like, yeah. I mean, promote it on your show too. But
yeah. I like how you've already. This is already.
Yeah. Like this is us. Like where did y'all hear it? Y'all heard it here first. Like, all right. Cool.
Right.
So let's talk about your show, the SMS Podcast, Short Message Service. I love that show. Like I've said that twice before when interviewing Monique and when interviewing Shayla, and I really, really enjoyed the show. I am a huge fan of the show. Let's talk about giving you time to definitely promote the show. Let's talk about how you view your role on the show and what your role on the show is.
I think that I'm somewhere in between the two of them. Mo is really on top of her stuff. She has a script. She has not a script for the show, but she has an idea of the things she wants to touch on and how to make sure the show is organized in a specific way. And then Shayla is definitely like the breath of fresh air. She has, the spunk, and she has the excitement that I love in the show. And then I think I'm just somewhere in between. I think I understand both of them. I'm a lot more of a perfectionist than Shayla is probably. And then I'm a lot more of a silly person than Mo is. So I'm just kind of the bridge between the two of them.
I mentioned this in the interview with Monique, but the synergy between the three of you, like you got, like it's almost symbiotic the way you guys mesh.
Thank you.
And the way she explained how the show came together. That's amazing that it almost seemed random. But with the type of synergy between you all and how you all bounce off of each other and just the chemistry between you lets me know that it actually was something a little more than just random. And maybe that's something that's above all of our pay grade, but it certainly wasn't random once you get into the show like that. So tell us about the show.
My spiel is always 3 friends talking about the things that affect our everyday lives.
You really gonna come on the show and just do it? Like that's how you gonna do it? That's how you gonna display the show by the way you intro your? Get out of here, man!
So that they can listen and be like, "Oh, she said that on the show."
Yes, she really does say that. And that was gonna be her show. That's like me saying to you, "Hey, tell me what that book is about," and you turn over to the back cover and read to me what the back of the book says.
I mean, it's that, but it's a lot more. Like, I mean, even the podcast that we just put out is so much more serious than our previous, and the topics are all over the place. But if you listen to them and listen to how we approach them, you get to know us really well, and you also kind of get to know what we talk about off air.
Yeah.
And so we have our serious podcast. We have our really fun, silly ones. We have one that we recorded that's kind of not nasty. I mean, I love that one just because I think I'm a little bit more filthy than I realized.
Ow.
But we have to figure out how to release that without getting some interesting comments.
No, just put it out. That's what you do. You just put it. All right, so check it out. I'm gonna give y'all this one for free. This is what you do. So whenever you guys release a show, you guys announce it. So like right now, the show that's out, guys, go and listen to episode 11, self-care. It's a really heavy. It's not heavy, but it's a deep episode and things you guys really need to know about taking care of yourself. Right. So you guys, you, and I'm whispering like I'm really leaning into you to tell like this is I'm putting you on to some shit, right? So what you do is like so you guys normally release a show and you announce what it is and you just let's check out the show, of course, all right, promotion. You take this filthy episode, right? This filthy nasty one, and you just put it out, and you don't
even say anything.
You don't say shit. And then later, if you when you decide, all right, I want people to know about, that's when you kind of promote it, and they'll say, oh wait, this has already been here. Yeah, you don't say, you just put it out. That way you will know who really rocking with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And when you're ready for the attention, then you can just call upon it.
Right.
But I say y'all, matter of fact, I say y'all send it to me first.
Okay, I'll run it by the other two.
No, you don't need to run it by them. Just do
what?
it. No.
See, this is how our synergy works. We gotta run all the things by ourselves.
Listen. Let me tell you about synergy, right? Okay, like y'all, all three of y'all in sync. They already know what I'm saying to you right now, so it's like it's not even gonna be a surprise. Just go ahead and shoot it to the email. That way when they're like, hey, what and then you turn it on them. Now you gonna act like you don't know. That's what you do. That's what you do. They'll be all right. Listen, I interview both of them. They're not gonna fire you.
They're not. They're not.
They can't fire you because they gonna fuck up the chemistry. It's gonna be SM podcast. So it's basically gonna be Smodcast. Like that. How that sound?
Oh my gosh, that's disgusting.
That sounds nasty, right? You can't have SMS without the Shubbie, without the shoes. So.
You are a ridiculous person.
But yeah, go ahead and finish telling us about this show. I kind of got up for the tangent.
Oh no, you're good. And we do a lot of that, a lot of non sequiturs. But basically, we just get on the show and we kind of talk about things that might have popped up in pop culture or things that might have affected us in our own personal lives. We try to also integrate the fact that we all know each other via Twitter. Mm-hmm. Shayla and I were friends in Birmingham before I even moved to Kentucky. But then I met Mo through Twitter, and Shayla met Mo through Twitter. And then we've all obviously seen each other since physically. But that's kind of how we start. And a lot of the topics that we draw on aren't necessarily from Twitter, but are things that have been addressed before. And we talk about how you act online, how you react to things that you might see online. Mm-hmm. But then we also talk about what you do about a guy that you're dating, or how you feel about, we even did a personality episode.
Yep. And that's episode 2, I think.
I'm not sure.
No, it wasn't 2. It wasn't 2. 2 was listen at me showing you how much of a fan I am. I think 2. It wasn't 2. 2. What was 2? 2.
The part 1 and the part 2 was the cuffing season.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think about what episode 2 was. Because I called that out for a reason, and it wasn't what I just thought it was for. Episode 2 was yeah. That's the one where so I mentioned this to Mo and I mentioned this to Shayla, right? So I'm going to mention it to you. So I feel listening to this show, I feel like each one of you have had what I called your breakout episode, and and the way I define the breakout episode is just there's an episode that and I could be wrong. I mean, it's just my assessment. There was an episode where your personality was on full display, or we really got to see a piece of you in that one. And episode 2, that one I think was yours. You had some real strong commentary on on the issues. I don't want to say issues surrounding Serena, like she was a matter of controversy, but the way that she'd been seen and the way that she'd kind of been attacked by white media. And you were like, that was like, you really like let the reins off and kind of just like, what did you say? You was like, that is the in my head, I heard you say that was the laziest shit ever. You didn't say shit, and I remember saying, why didn't she cuss? So.
I don't know, because I cuss all the time.
I was like, oh, okay, that was, aw. But yeah, I think for me that might have been your episode where you really kind of just went in on it and let people just kind of see you for you, which I think is dope.
Thanks. I do love that every episode a different person kind of shines and you can hear, and that's what I love about it. Like when we record each podcast, just know that there's probably been an hour or two conversation all the way before that. And not because we're discussing the show per se, but because we're talking to each other as friends. We're talking to each other about our day. We're talking to each other about how we feel about the subject we're going to talk about. Mm-hmm. And so you guys are really getting like an entree into how we discuss things with each other. Sometimes we talk over each other. Sometimes we just laugh for like 5 minutes. Sometimes we're just cussing for no reason. Because that's how we really talk. And that's the point. It's our message. This is how women talk to each other about a lot of different stuff.
I kind of like that behind the scenes aspect, like that kind of peek into, women's life or women's conversation. I think that's cool. That's also kind of one of the things, like when I look at my show, it's just me and whoever I'm interviewing at the time, or if I decide I'm gonna do an episode by myself, I'm sort of envious of the fact that I don't have someone that I can sort of have those conversations with beforehand. Every now and then, whoever I'm interviewing, it'll turn into oh man, I need to record. But I think that's really cool. And like what you guys have done with episode 11, how you kind of just started off with so you guys just talking before, and then it just faded into the intro, which is nice. And people, believe it or not, people yearn for that. People yearn for that. Oh, am I supposed to hear that? Or, oh, this is behind the scenes. Or, wait a minute, what's this type of thing? And then when they realize, oh, this was happening before the show, people love that. So the fact that you guys do that and it's beautiful the way you guys do it and you blend it, that's commendable, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Let's have a little bit of fun.
Okay. Oh Lord. I said you could, so that's fine. Okay.
All right. So let's see. Now, you say you curse all the time.
I do. A lot.
Do you?
And it doesn't start off that way. Like, I don't know if I do it on purpose. I don't mean to censor myself when I first meet someone. But then there's always a point when someone's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you cuss this much. I'm like, what the fuck? I cuss all the time.
So then you feel like you gotta cuss.
No. See, I didn't even, no. That's just.
Because that's what just happened. This is the first time at 1:47. Not a minute, 47 minutes, I'm sorry. You let out the F word. What the fuck?
And that's my favorite word.
What? That's your fuck? That's it?
That's my favorite cuss word, yeah.
Say, Corey, I'm tired of your fucking shit.
No.
Say it. Say, Corey, I'm tired of your fucking shit.
I'm tired of your fucking shit.
All right, now say it like you mean it. Like I just pissed you off.
I have to actually mean it.
Well, I mean, listen now. All right, so one of the cool facts that I found out about Lagos is that it is the entertainment capital of Africa, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so when people think Hollywood, the next closest thing they think is Bollywood, but they don't know about Nollywood. They don't know about that. Exactly. So you being from the entertainment capital of Africa, I'm pretty sure you can put on the acting chops a little bit.
A little bit, okay.
Say, Corey, I'm tired of your fucking shit.
Corey, I'm tired of your fucking shit.
All right, so that didn't move me at all.
I have to be actually tired of your fucking shit.
Like that? Yes, you did it.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. You have to catch me in the car.
You just
then
did
you'll
it.
Hear all of it.
Do you realize you just did it right at that moment? You were tired of my fucking shit. When you listen back to it, you gonna realize, wait, my subconscious might have actually been tired of his fucking shit. You was like, I have to be tired of your fucking shit.
Oh god.
All right, where do people get you fucked up?
Definitely, like I said, I have a lot of road rage. Not like get out my car and beat you road rage, but definitely flick people off sometimes.
Really?
Definitely cuss. Yeah. And then everyone here drives so damn slow. Like I feel like I drive like an Atlantean, and I didn't know I did. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, that could be a good or that's usually a bad thing. But in other cities where it's moving even slower than that, it's very much like, get out of my way.
I don't know.
Stop stopping there.
I don't know if I could deal, right? So I didn't truly learn how to drive, looking back, because I'm from Atlanta. I didn't truly learn how to drive until I moved to Los Angeles for a few years.
Oh, gosh.
And they are like, I was tweeting about it, they're like some world-class drivers. Like, they get you in and get you out. But driving out there, like, you learn to drive at a fast speed.
Right.
Now, Atlanta drives pretty fast, but not like Los Angeles. So when I moved back, I got used to driving at a certain speed. And you kind of have to, like, the cops will humble your ass real quick.
Oh, yeah.
But just saying, I was like, why are we moving so slow? So if you're saying that it's even slower, like in Kentucky,
it is.
Just give me a bicycle.
Honestly, and that's another annoying thing. Like, there are so many bike lanes here, but not that many sidewalks. Like, I like to walk around my neighborhood. It pisses me off, and I don't understand, who built these damn roads. Like, now they're all coming out, right?
Let it fly. Let it fly, Shubbie. Shubbie is tired of your fucking shit, Kentucky.
I really am. Like, why am I on a road where there's a whole bike lane and I haven't seen a bike in, like, ages? Like, I'll see maybe one biker. But there are all these people that are trying to walk or would probably want to walk to exercise, and there's just no bike lane. And I live in a pretty decent area. It's not like the fanciest place, but it's nice for, me by myself. Mm-hmm. And there's no sidewalk. Like, they're just now building sidewalks closer to my place, and I've been here for a year. Why were there not sidewalks before? Like, why did it take y'all this long to be like, oh, wait, people need to walk places? Makes me mad.
I'm trying to remember where, you know what, living in Los Angeles and all my LA friends are going to kill me. They got sidewalks in LA. They just don't have driveways. Like,
that's weird.
Everybody parks on the street. Now, there's a few driveways here and there. Right? But mostly people park on the street. I lived in a duplex where I lived in the back home, and there was one driveway on the side. I'd rather parked on the street because there was only one driveway for all of us. So
right. You'll get stuck.
I would get stuck, right? So if I'm the last one in, I started parking on the street because I got tired of the family in the front coming to the back to get me to wake up to move my car. So I was like, you know what? Fuck that. So I had the only driveway that I had had other people. And I was like, you know what? I will probably stay on the street.
Right. Just so I don't have to be bothered.
What matters most to you?
Ooh, that's heavy. I don't know if there's a most. I guess people in general. I try to be an advocate for people. I try to make sure I let people in my life know I care about them. Try to make sure that I don't hurt people. So I guess people.
Mm-hmm. This is a fun one that I actually don't really ask all the time, but. Mm-hmm. When you look at you as a kid, and your age now, what did you think you were going to be doing, or what did you want to be doing at the age of 25?
Oh, I knew. I can rattle this off. At 25, I was supposed to be. So I graduated college really young. I graduated at 20. So by 25, I was supposed to be a psychiatrist, or at least be about to go into my specialization, either engaged or married. If I was married, be about to have a child.
Oh, wow.
I no, it's so specific. Like when I think about it, I'm like, I'm not doing any of those things. Like, I mean, I'm in the health field, and I love what I do a lot more probably than I would have anything purely medical. But at the time when I was a kid, I had this whole. First, I wanted to be a lawyer, and then I wanted to be a psychiatrist. So.
At what point did you realize that things weren't about to shape up the way you thought they were? Mm-hmm. And how did that make you feel?
By my senior year of college, I wasn't really interested in medical school. I was still going through, taking MCAT and all that stuff. But right after I graduated, I took some time off. I started teaching, actually. Then I applied to grad school for public health, and right around 20, I was like, okay, I don't really want to be a psychiatrist. And then at 21, I was dating a guy till I was 24, and that guy was not. Let me not say too much. But
no. If you want to shit on him, you can.
Oh no. I mean, I can say this, but no. He's a good guy, and he's still in my life, which is why I was like, let me not say how I wanted to say that. But we're not married, obviously, and so I don't know. Things changed, but nothing has changed. I guess job-wise and relationship status-wise in a bad way for me. There are other things that I wish I had been taking more care of in general, but those two things, it didn't pan out the way I thought it would. But I'm happy where I'm at.
So there wasn't like any type of depression or anything that set in because you didn't get married by the age of 25, have the white picket fence.
Depression for getting married? No, because I don't think. I mean, I've been grappling about getting a dog for like a year. Like I realize now that I was not ready for commitment in that way at this point in my life. So depression as far as getting married? No. Depression as far as thinking that maybe I would be in a more stable relationship at this point. Depression might be the wrong word, but I do get a little sad, when I think about, okay, at this point, a year ago, 2 years ago, I had someone I knew I was taking to Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And now I do not.
You realize that's not a regression, right?
Right. No, and that's the thing. That's why I can't say straight up like depressed. But, everyone has a time where they're like kind of reflecting on how things are. But I don't think there's ever been a point that I've been depressed about relationship status or about my job.
I'll tell you, like someone told me when I was 21. I was living in Los Angeles, and this guy that I used to work with. I'm 30 now. Well, my birthday was last week or week before one, so I'm 31 now.
Oh, the 23rd, I remember. 23rd,
yeah.
Happy belated. Sorry, I should have said that on the day of.
No, it's cool. It's cool. So I'm 31 now, but the guy told me 10 years ago, actually. He told me, he said, you don't want to get to the age of 30 and look back and not have anything to show for it, because right. He, at the time, I think he was coming from a place of experience. And what he said was, take the entirety of your 20s, use it up, have fun, make mistakes. That's what it's there for. That's what it is. Now, use it as an opportunity to learn responsibility and all of that. But right. If something doesn't pan out the way you thought it was going to do when you were like 12, it's right. probably going to be okay. You know what I mean? Right. So definitely, and you're in a good space because you don't look at it as a regression, and that's great. But at 25, you're good. You already in the field that you want to be in, so you already light years ahead of your class anyway. So just use the rest of it and have fun. Don't any other reins you have on you, just lose them. You'll be good.
I'm working on it. And I mean, I'm happy with my dating life as it is right now. It's just when you're around family, that's when you start thinking, oh Lord, I'm supposed to kind of show something. Right?
Do they make you feel like that?
Not on purpose. My dad will sometimes say something jokingly, but he's really not like the typical Nigerian dad. Neither of my parents were the typical Nigerian parents where like, you should be married, you should be, like they're not that strict about it. Mm-hmm. But then they'll say something like, oh, wouldn't it be nice if we were grandparents or something?
See, parents need to stop
that. What'd you say?
Parents need to stop doing that.
They do.
Yeah.
They really do. I'm like, I would love for them to be grandparents if there was a way for me not to be an aunt or a mother. Like, if they can figure that out, that's all on them.
Right. That's amazing. How many languages do you speak?
I would say like 1 2/2. Obviously English, and then I know a bit of French, and then I understand Yoruba, but I don't speak it very well.
Oh, okay.
Yoruba is the language that my family speaks.
So if you speak 1 2/2, so 2 languages?
2. Yeah. I'm like kind of trilingual, but not really.
Right, you gotta finish that Rosetta Stone.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So this is how multicultural the SMS podcast is. You guys speak 1, 2, 3 3.75 worth of languages.
I know. I speak a lot more French than I speak Yoruba, but I understand a lot more Yoruba than I understand French. I don't know why that's the case. It's just how it kind of broke down.
That's dope. Yeah. Well, I've enjoyed this. You have been a blast.
Thank you. You have too.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. That's cool. Plug your show. Plug anything you got going on. Any place they can find you. Anything you want. Plug it.
Okay. Definitely follow us and listen to SMS Pod. That's twitter.com /SMS Pod. And our podcast is the SMS Podcast. You can find me at SHOOOBZ. So that's 3 O's, Shubes. I'm also on Twitter. Shubbie baby for IG, I guess. I don't.
For Instagram?
I barely post anything on Instagram. My Instagram is incredibly boring. But it's there, so if you want it, go ahead and look at it. Obviously won't give you my Facebook.
Right.
And just kind of keep looking out for Thug Walk. I'm really going to try to get this off the ground. Like I said, it would be in Atlanta because there's just a stronger population and I have more ties to that city. Yep. So be on the lookout for that. I'll definitely pass it along to you anyway, so you can kind of promo that if you want to.
I certainly will do that. Put it at the beginning of every episode.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else? You got anything else for us?
Nothing really. This is my little speech.
Okay. Let's
Random. Just because you have been exposed to radical feminism does not mean that those outliers are what the whole thing is about. Kind of take a look at what feminism is supposed to be about. Kind of take a look at all the isms, people that are trying to tear down racism, people that are trying to tear down ableism or any types of oppression. Kind of make sure that you aren't listening to the radicals as opposed to the people that are really trying to espouse those ideas, the true ideas of those movements. That's kind of my soapbox.
Because if you think feminism is about hating men, you don't know shit about feminism. Because I tell people, every feminist I know loves themselves some men, and they love to have sex with them. So that's
I won't say anything else.
That's how I can identify one of these radical ass feminists from a true feminist. Right. And that's how y'all can too. Because feminists be fucking. I'm letting y'all know right now.
Right. So. Right. Men, women, you can be a feminist.
Exactly. Because it's like feminism is so much it's it's so much more than the little bullshit that we see on Twitter. Like, it is so much more than the fact that you can get on Twitter freely and express your dumbass opinions about what you think feminism is or how you think it should go. It really comes from the product of a real feminist putting the groundwork so that you could do some dumb shit like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was a good speech. I was about to get on my soapbox, but no, I'm not. This was fun.
This was fun. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming on. You were like nervous. You were like, I want to know what you found out. What do you want to talk about? Like,
I was scared you're gonna give me some like hard hitting like. Tell me about your something. Like, oh my God.
I found this and I want to know about that. No, I
exactly. Like, here we go.
No, this is good. I want you guys to, like I told you, I'm a fan of you guys, and I want you to be comfortable, and I want you to enjoy it. So thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much. You have a good one.
I'd like to thank our guests for coming on today. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, send an email to otap@writeme.com. Follow the conversation on Twitter by searching the hashtag OTAP, that's OTAP, or following us on Twitter at OTAPshow. You can find the show on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Android users can listen to the podcast on Podcast Republic. Just download the app and search OTAPshow. On behalf of our guest, I'm your host, Corey, and I'll see you back here next week on the Air Podcast, starring you.